So it's yet another week, another weekly roll up, and this week is pretty interesting. What we want to discuss, we just want to discuss spot Ethereum ETF getting approved and what this means. Of course, the impacts it could have to institutional crypto adoption and to a larger scale, probably the markets as a whole. So of course, after that, we will look at probably some of the major headlines in the crypto space, and then we will wind up by maybe events and look at the what the prices of other crypto are doing. So yeah, I'll be your host Hazard Frank, and welcome to this week's weekly roll up. So first of all, of course, I'll repeat this a billion times. Yeah, it's usually a disclaimer. So none of what we discuss here is whatsoever financial advice. It's based on my research and personal opinion. So don't take it for gospel truth. We're just discussing what's happening. Anyway, so yeah, let's begin. Let's begin by checking out the potential impacts of that the recently approved Ethereum ETFs will have on the crypto institutional crypto adoption and of course the crypto as a whole. Other interesting news or other developments we'll look at are Trump promises to release Silk Road founder if he's elected president. Everyone who is in crypto, of course, know what Silk Road did. The next thing that we'll look at, sorry about that, I hope I'm still okay. Yeah, I hope I'm still audible. Yeah, Argentina now aims to learn from El Salvador Bitcoin success. If you've been following up what's been happening in El Salvador, they recently mined a lot of Bitcoin from harnessing volcanic energy. Then, yeah, those are some of the hot stories that we look at. And Aptos also hits an all-time high in user transaction. So these are just some of the things that we want to discuss tonight. But let's start with the most interesting one, ETFs. So what is ETF? If you are in our space or you've listened to my podcasts discussing the previous ETF on Bitcoins, you probably have a hint on what ETFs means. In full, it just means exchange traded funds. So what happens here is I'll first of all explain it in a layman's language ish, then we'll dive deep into the probably the textbook meaning. So if we derive from what we discussed from the previous Bitcoin ETFs, what it means is that institutions are allowed to now trade these crypto assets. Traditional institutions are able to trade these crypto assets in their markets. So if probably you want to trade something like, okay, because today we are on ETH, if you want to trade ETH, you don't necessarily have to hold the actual ETH in your wallet. You can just trade it in your traditional financial institution without actually holding the real ETH. So that is what ETFs means in a layman's language. And what this means is that now the market will be open to a very large should I call it population of people. Imagine all the traditional traders out there now are able to trade ETH, and all the other assets that have been granted permission to be listed. So far, it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin started it, now it's ETH. So we can see that slowly uh, institutions are adapting to crypto and blockchain. So maybe we are still early, never know. Those of us who started 2 years ago, others maybe 7 years ago, and now the institutions are joining us. So yeah, so US SEC approves spot ether, and this is actually a historic turning point for crypto. You may have noticed the recent spike in prices in the ETH asset. I think it was stagnant at $3,200. Right now it's about $3,900. So the US Securities and Exchange Commission are the ones who are usually uh, regulating this kind of stuff. So they gave the green light to spot ether exchange traded funds in the US on May 23rd. Now, US of course is one of the largest, it has one of the largest traders, and it's superpower. So whenever there's a positive in the US, it's really a good thing in the whole ecosystem. So the approval reaches filing from major firms such as, of course, the usual ones: Van Eck, BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, Franklin Templeton, Arc 21 Shares, Bitwise. There's so many. So if you follow up on the previous BTC ETFs, these are the same institutions that filed for it. Now this means that there will be super large inflow of traditional finance into the crypto space. So yeah, now the crypto floodgates have opened. Possibly this will revolutionize institutional investment. Now, how let's look at probably some of the key potential impacts to that could emerge from it getting approved for the ETFs. Of course, the very first one that I've been speaking of is increased accessibility and also familiarity with traditional financiers to these kinds of crypto assets. So it will make it much easier for traditional institutional investors to gain exposure to it. Now, they provide a familiar regulated investment vehicle. These will now probably allow institutions to allocate capital to it without the technical hurdles of directly purchasing it, managing crypto. Those of us who are in the crypto space know how sometimes it can be nagging. First of all, you have to set up your wallet. After setting up your wallet, you have to take care of your private keys. Next, you have to probably purchase this ETH from, I don't know, maybe how they called, yeah, the centralized exchanges. And then now you transfer your ETH from centralized exchange to your wallet. Sometimes I've seen people lose their ETH because they interacted with malicious websites, something like that. So you get that there's too much hurdles. So these kinds of hurdles kind of scare away investors. So now this is where now the ETH ETFs come in. You don't have to worry about all those weird, difficult things. All you have to do is continue investing with your traditional investor, but now they have listed ETH as one of the assets there. So that's one of the potential impact to the crypto sphere. Now, what will this mean? This will mean that there will be an influx of institutional capital. from everywhere. A vast pool of institutional capital that has been on the sidelines could now start flowing into ETH. I think probably this is why ETH has kind of pumped the past few days since the approval. So this could drive significant price appreciation and valuation of ETH value proposition. So this is kind of an alpha-ish move. So now if you are into, I mean, trading or probably checking out coins and stuff, you can check in the ETH ecosystem, because now there will be a lot of activity and influx of capital from these major institutions that I've mentioned, things like BlackRock bringing in their billions of dollars into the ecosystem. Now, the existence of ETH ETFs, this is suitable for traders out there. Futures and derivative markets. So these ETFs could also catalyze development of ETH futures, options, and other derivatives. Um, Unfiltered is not on the call today, but he's one of the very good traders that I've been following up on. So now they will be able to trade ETH in options, futures, and other derivative markets. Now, this increased financial infrastructure around ETH could possibly enhance price discovery, liquidity, risk management, and all those important things in the world of trading. Uh, and to devs, I've touched traders, I've touched traditional investors. Now let's touch on now developers, and should I call them degens and all those people. This ETF will also accelerate DeFi and decentralized app adoption. Now, heightened institutional participation in the ETH via ETFs could also drive greater adoption for ETH-based decentralized finance and other dApps. These may strengthen the ETH ecosystem. Now, imagine you can see TI is here. Imagine TI builds a dApp with no users, because people really don't know what ETH is all about and stuff. But then now with the introduction, or I mean the SEC passing these ETFs, a lot of people will know about crypto and blockchain. So if TI's decentralized application had 10 users, he will realize an influx of users, probably 100x. Thousands of users will start using his decentralized application. So if probably some of you develop applications that deal with stuff like futures and options, you no longer need to worry about users, because now ETFs, of course, they will. It's like, I think it's kind of marketing strategy for us crypto enthusiasts, because we don't need to do anything. Once it's out there in the traditional investors uh, companies, they will just automatically know about ETH. And ETH is a very, I'm not trying to sound like ETH maxi, but ETH has, if you know about the trilemma of blockchain, scalability, security, and the other one I forgot about, decentralization, I think. Yeah, decentralization. About scalability, ETH is one of the most scalable blockchain products out there. So now devs and people who build their dApps can now be able to easily scale and build a lot of dApps, because now there will be an inflow of a lot of users, and people will start knowing about ETH, be curious, and start using your dApps. You remember a few months ago when Bitcoin ETFs was approved, the Bitcoin price pumped, and if you check on the metrics, if you use these analytics, you will notice that even if you check on the Google Analytics, we noticed that now people Googled about Bitcoin a lot more than before it was approved. The same thing is going to happen about ETH. There's going to be a lot of research about what on earth is ETH, what is a DApp, what is DeFi, and all that. So there's a lot of work for you devs out there. So just start building very simple decentralized applications that can onboard people onto the ecosystem. So overall, the approval of ETH has the potential to be a watershed moment that may, I think it may dramatically accelerate institutional adoption and integration of ETH and crypto more broadly. So this could have like very wide ranging implications to the ETH's future growth and development. You remember, if you're probably from these parts of the world in Kenya, the Ethereum devs, I talked about it in our last space. They were here. They meet, I think, twice a year or something to check out on the ecosystem and probably propose new proposals and improve the ecosystem. So right now, I think they may need to meet even more oftenly because there's going to be an influx of a lot of users, and there's going to be an influx of liquidity. So I don't know what will happen to now. I call them the children of it, the the L2s, the meme coins. I think there's going to be a lot of activities now that there's a lot of inflow of cash and, of course, the free marketing that I talked about. So let's keep on researching and keep our eyes wide open on the charts. I think traders are having a time of their life. They probably just opened longs. Longs are to buy. So what happens? Of course, all of you are traders. You know what I mean by longs. So they longed their assets from 3200. Right now it's about 3900. So that's a very big price movement. And those are just the crypto enthusiasts. Now imagine this will be possible for everyone, even the people who are trading in the traditional investment firms, because now it has been approved by the SEC to be exchange to be listed on the exchange traded funds. So everyone on earth who, whether you're traditional, whether you're a maxi, whether you're a degen, you can now easily trade without worrying about legitimacy, what is this thing, regulations and all that. Everything now is taken care of. So that's why personally I'm excited about these ETFs, and uh, I think all of us should be. So there have been a lot of activities in the crypto news over the past few weeks. I don't know if there's something I haven't touched on ETFs, but that's probably the major thing that has happened. So I'm kind of bullish on the ETH prices as at now. I don't know whether the bull run has is still on, but this is kind of good news. And on to other stories that I will touch on later is about Donald Trump campaign. It's like he's positive towards crypto. So we let's talk about it a bit. So Trump says his campaign will accept crypto. I don't know what's his motive by saying he will accept crypto. Maybe crypto donations, like if you wanna donate to his campaign shenanigans, you can use crypto. Yeah. So he accepts crypto donations. He said this on May 21st. The Trump 2024 campaign said it had launched a fundraising page for eligible people to donate in crypto using Coinbase Commerce product. So Trump is a public figure. That alone, that alone, of course, has raised some eyebrows to even people who are unaware of crypto and they are in the political space and stuff. So now his website of course features logos for Bitcoin, ETH, Dogecoin, Shibs, XRP, USD Coin, Solana, and a lot more crypto. Now, if the US gets a crypto friendly president, I guess that's another bullish fundamentals. Last week I talked about fundamentals and technical analysis. Nowadays, fundamentals are, hey, they're driving the market crazier because just a small iteration can change a lot of stuff in the world of crypto. Like the SEC when they said, I mean when they announced they passed the Ether ETFs, that alone was a very big news in the world of crypto, and traders are smiling all over. Those who placed longs. So Trump is crypto friendly. We don't know, but we don't know anything about politicians. One minute they can be, the next they can change their mindset. But right now, let's ride on the positives. Like he accepted, I mean, he announced he'll be accepting crypto donations. So sorry about that. Yeah, that's about spot Ether ETFs that received official approval from the SEC. Let's touch on some of the major stories for this week. Then we will still go back to Ether ETFs and probably analyze more about it. If you are into crypto, you need to be checking out news globally, not just locally. If you know XFTX CEO, okay, we are a bit tired with his stories, but he has ended up in some prison in Oklahoma despite request from judge. It's not really important, but yeah, these are some of the public figures that may spoof the prices of crypto. So FIT 21 crypto bill passes US House. So what this is now, these are some of the fundamentals. FIT is a Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act. They passed the US House of Representatives on May 22nd. The bill now heads to the Senate, where its future is uncertain. So, of course, all of us in crypto know about Senator Elizabeth Warren. She's vehemently opposing such stuff. So, those are the kind of people that I think they need to be educated on the positives of blockchain and crypto first. Maybe they just don't. I know most are a bit skeptical, but once they're educated about it, they might show a soft spot. I'm sure someone showed Trump the light, and that's why he's a bit friendly towards blockchain and crypto. Another major happening is so Ripple. If you know XRP and stuff, you probably know Ripple. So they published some math proof warning. There's a prof who published some warning on public key crypto systems. He thinks it should be replaced. So if you're into cryptography and stuff like that, you should probably check out why he's warning people to replace crypto systems and all that. So this guy is Prof. Massimiliano Sala of University of Trento in Italy. So as he was discussing the future of blockchain technology as it relates to encryption and quantum computing, uh, so his discussion was majorly focused on potential threats posed by quantum computers as the technology matures. So according to him, current encryption methods could be easy for tomorrow's quantum computers to solve. So this could potentially put entire blockchains at risk. I think at some point, even me, I was just wondering in my head, what if some powerful computer is built in the future that can, let me use the term gaze, compute, reverse gaze the cryptography and decrypts it. So yeah, but as at now, I think we are a bit, well, it's never safe, but I think we are a bit better because the current computing speeds are not able to reverse engineer the cryptography. But yeah, I think he's right. In future, we need to step up. Those of us who are into cryptography and those complex stuff, we need to check out how to get ready for such eventualities. Now, Argentina. Let's move to countries. Argentina aims to learn from El Salvador Bitcoin success. I know this week was just about ETH, but I think it's one of the major fundamentals I was talking about. Let's see what, of course, everyone who is into crypto knows what El Salvador have been doing. Their president has been very vocal about crypto. At some point, he was buying crypto, Bitcoin specifically, and announcing it without fear. He, at some point, they airdropped the country. I think it was $30 worth of Bitcoin. At that time, Bitcoin was slightly lower than 60k. I think it was 50 something k. Right now, it has probably doubled the airdrop. So, El Salvador is a really crypto friendly country. And now the government of Argentina is working with El Salvador to learn from its experience of Bitcoin. We know how bad Argentina's, what is it called? The money, the fiat system of Argentina has depreciated. So they are taking lessons from El Salvador to learn from its experience of Bitcoin adoption. El Salvador recently mined a lot of Bitcoin using volcanic energy. I don't know how they pulled that off, but they did a great job. So now the securities regulator, the National Securities Commissions, held a meeting with El Salvador National Commission of Digital Assets to address crypto adoption and regulation in the two countries. So you can check that out according to official announcement by the Argentina National Security Commission. You can check out their news and read more about it. So at the meeting, President Roberto Silva and Vice President of CNV and even Juan Carlos Reyes discussed El Salvador's experience of being the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. They adopted it way back in 2021. So I think they exchanged approaches and concept of crypto use in global economies, particularly focusing on El Salvador's Bitcoin case. If you have passport, you can travel over there and teach them about crypto. So they I don't know why, but the news comes amid Argentina moving forward with regulating the local crypto markets and passing registration requirements for crypto firms in April. So sometime in April, Argentina passed some requirements if you want to register some crypto companies in Argentina. So this is positive news for the crypto world as a whole. the South American countries are starting to start the revolution of accepting crypto into the governments. So hopefully some other governments can learn from them. So in late 2023, I think one of them claimed that the government was preparing a decree to legalize the use of Bitcoin and other crypto in the country for payments under certain conditions. So it doesn't matter even if there are certain conditions. So long as they are starting to accept, that's a bullish indication. That's a bullish indication for us crypto enthusiasts. Yeah, we can read more about that probably on Cointelegraph or even the Argentine I'm sure that president of El Salvador has shared in his X account. He's a Bitcoin enthusiast. Now, onto some NFA news. Some NFA news. I think this is some of the favorite stuff. So Bitcoin is a bit boring right now, but ETH may propel. I'll mention some tokens that ETH may propel. Coins like Chainlink's Link, Uniswap's Uni, and Arbitram's Arb. They might spike higher. You can do your own research using CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. Why these, with the initial spot ETH ETF approval, of course Ether is moving up and it may drag I call them its children along. So we all know Uniswap is one of the biggest decentralized exchange out there, and they have their token called Uni. So there will be a lot of activities in Uniswap, not just Uniswap. The other one is usually SushiSwap. There's so many dexes out there, but there will be increased activities on these ETH dexes. So this might drag their prices higher. All other layer 2s also, I have a feeling, but I don't trade with feelings. Use fundamentals and technicals. Just check out what's happening over each markets and check them out. So ETH rallied roughly 25% last week after US Securities and Exchange Commission probably announced it. Now Bitcoin, of course, is at 70k, and it may rally up to 72k again, and we don't know what will happen in between. And that's one of the major activities that we might check out. Now let's look at Retic Finance. Retic is a DeFi powerhouse, and it has launched on Uniswap. It has also listed on some multiple exchanges. So jot that down somewhere, Retic Finance, and check out what they're doing. So that's kind of a groundbreaking moment in the world of crypto with the launch of Retic Finance. So they're a very big player in the world in decentralized finance sector. And even as the anticipation builds, and the crypto community, I think they're just waiting for Retic. So they promise to usher a new era of financial innovation and opportunities. We all know these narratives. But yeah, they launched on Uniswap, and it has also listed on it will list further. It had listed on some multiple exchanges. So let's check out what Retic Finance is all about. But their major aim is to bridge the gap between decentralized finance and mainstream adoption by offering innovative solutions and cutting edge products. So they seek to redefine the way we transact, invest, manage our finances in the digital age. So if you're a DeFi maxi, or rather if you're a DGen, please check out Retic Finance and see why it's such a major milestone, why they're listing on Uniswap. Why the launching on Retic Finance on Uniswap marks a milestone. So most of us have used Uniswap. It usually provides seamless platform for trading, and now it will offer seamless platform for Retic token holders to trade. So this listing, I think, will enhance liquidity of Retic, but also open new avenues for investors. So are the multiple exchanges that they probably want to launch on? Let's keep our eyes open and wait for it. So the pre-sales are on and stuff are happening on Retic Finance. So let's check that out and probably take advantage of it. Now almost every other week there has to be some crypto hack somewhere. And please, if you interact with a lot of DeFi products, please follow this account. He's called Zach XBT. So he has, I don't know whether it's a group of people or just a person, but that X account has dedicated to always pinpoint scammers, crypto hacks, and a lot of stuff. So just follow it right now. I'm not shilling it, but I think it's a very good account if you are into crypto and stuff. There's usually, I think he's like an investigator in the world of blockchain and crypto. So Zach's XBT revealed that memecoin team connected to GCR hack, that there's a memecoin team that was connected to the GCR hack. So the cat memecoin creators hacked crypto influencer GCR to manipulate some coin prices. Now I'll just read from his tweet, and I quote, an investigation into how Sol in brackets $cat meme coin team is connected to the GCR classic hack from last night. Minutes before the hack, an address tied to them opened $2.3 million OD and $1 million ETH longs on Hyperliquid. If you know Hyperliquid, it's a DeFi place where you can open trades and you can just trade, but it's decentralized. So part of the funds were later deposited to Hyperliquid for trading. So Hyperliquid is just a decentralized trading platform. Minutes before the hack, the exploiters opened long position of about $2.3 million on OD and $1 million on Ether.fi. In trading, a long position is a bet that an asset price will rise, just like I discussed before, for those of us who are not probably traders. So now the attacker used GCR's hacked account to post about OD, temporarily spiking the token's price, and they netted approximately $34 in profit. Second post made targeting the ETH token, but this time the market did not react as expected. So after they lost that $500, the hacker closed the position. Now, so you can see some people can hack influential accounts. So these are the kinds of fundamentals I'm talking about. So right now I can hack, let's say TI is influential and his voice is really hard in the crypto space. I can hack into his account. First of all, I place a trade. This is what they did. You place a trade, you hack into someone's account, you tweet or you influence the market, and then the market goes according to your how you placed it. You remember a few, I think it was last year when Gensler or someone like that used to talk, and if he talked, there was a lot of price movements. Now imagine if someone hacked that guy's account and posted a negative thing about ETH ETFs, then the hacker probably shorted the market. The market may crumble from 3900 to probably even 2500. So please always be on the lookout and check out the fundamentals. So that's why I think nowadays fundamentals are very, for short time and mid term trading, fundamentals are so important. But if you're a long term trader, it doesn't really affect you as much so long as you know what you're doing. Yeah. So that's also one of the major highlight. That's one of the major highlights that happened in crypto during the week. Yeah, so back to what we were discussing. Oh, let me talk about something also. I was talking about a few of alphas. Telegram's Pavel Durov is wrong about Signal and has been for many years. So we all know what Telegram is. It's an end-to-end encryption app where we chat, video calls, and all those things. And they also have now their own blockchain called Tone, something like that. And Tone had a coin and it's doing exceptionally well. Now I'm kind of bullish about Tone and their crypto because first of all, Telegram already has users, like millions of users. Now adding a layer of blockchain onto their system, they they already have users. One of the major things that affects these crypto projects are users. You can have super cool tech, but no one knows or even cares about your tech. But Telegram already have users, and now they have just added a layer of blockchain. So please check out the Telegram blockchain ecosystem and do a lot of research. That's not an NFA advice from me. Check out their tech, and yeah, you can remember what Notcoin did the previous week just by tapping the coins. I think it was their first meme coin. It did exceptionally well. Probably now there will be a lot of copycats, but yeah, you can stick to, if you're a long-term guy, you can stick to the Aton blockchain and check out what they're doing. Now back to what he was saying. He was just saying that he put some encryption messaging application Signal on blast this month. He argued that its privacy mechanism amounted to some suckers tricks. So of course this commentary was built to undermine the rival messaging app, but his history with Signal and Telegram's own privacy credentials make it hard to take this comment seriously. Anyway, it's not really a big news. I think he was just speaking. But one thing I'd like to probably air out is the Telegram blockchain ecosystem. It's a big thing. It already has users, and I actually tried to send some USDT on Tone network I was surprised the fees are zero. So when people realize this, people like free things. Should I call it free, or let me say economically cheap stuff? If you realize you can send extremely cheap transactions, you will automatically love that kind of technology. So check out Tone, check out Telegram's blockchain. For the devs, see what you can probably build out of the Telegram ecosystem. There's a lot of activities over there. So now I want to talk about Michael Saylor a bit, and still on the spot ETH approval. So now Michael Saylor thinks, or rather said, the spot ETH ETF approval may be better for Bitcoin. So why would a Bitcoin maxi think that spot Bitcoin ETF is better for? Spot ETH ETF is better for Bitcoin. So now it brings in another line of defense for Bitcoin. That's how he argues, and I quote: founder of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, he said that. Now, why did he change his tone on spot Ether ETFs? Now, he argued that the recent nod from the US regulator is only good news for Bitcoin as well. So, and I quote, he said, "Yeah, I think it's good for Bitcoin. In fact, I think it may be better for Bitcoin because that we are politically much more powerful, supported by the entire crypto industry." So he thinks he said it's a good thing for crypto and for Bitcoin because now it kind of adds some kind of defense in the crypto industry. Now, Saylor reiterated that this will accelerate institutional adoption, which we have been heavily discussing from the start of our call. So, as previously wary of investors, will now recognize crypto as a legit asset class. Furthermore, he explained they will allocate capital across various crypto assets, but Bitcoin will still receive the majority of allocated capital as the leader. Now you see even the crypto maxi is admitting that he will allocate a few funds to the ETH. So that's why I was saying ETFs are a bullish signal in the crypto industry. People like Michael Saylor, who we have always known to be Bitcoin maxis, are ready to allocate some funds to invest also in the in the ETH ecosystem. Now imagine if when other people who are Marxists in the traditional finance system and have a lot of money look at people like Michael Saylor investing in ETH and other crypto assets. This is a win situation for the world of crypto because we are now waiting for the mainstream. I usually speculate that less than 5% of people on earth are the only people who know about crypto, and that is the only money that is still flowing in the world of crypto. So imagine if probably just 20, no, 20 is too much, just 15% of the financial world learns about crypto and blockchain. There will be so much money, and that's when we will know that we were truly early. So let's keep building, let's keep trading. The meme coin traders, keep it up. The educators, all of us, let's just keep doing what we do in the blockchain and the crypto space. So now Michael Saylor acknowledged, back to Michael Saylor, sorry for that. He acknowledged his opinion has changed on spot Ether ETFs, given he previously was under the impression that there was a slim chance of SEC approval. Bitcoin, I mean, uh, ETH rally, ETH rallied after the announcement, and on May 3rd, Cointelegraph reported that Saylor predicted that the SEC would classify ETH as a security, followed by BNB, Solana, XRP, Cardano being viewed in the same way. So there is more stuff to come. There's more stuff to come. And Bitcoin was just the beginning. Of course, Bitcoin is the coin that always starts everything. Then its child ETH follows, then the others will eventually follow. But the major thing is users. Once there are a lot of users in the world of crypto and blockchain, there will be so much money in the blockchain space. I don't know if you usually follow Whale Alert. I don't know whether it's a bot or it's just someone who is dedicated to follow huge transactions. Whale Alert is I think it's a bot, I guess. It usually posts whenever there are some heavy transactions. And some of the transactions that I usually like seeing are treasury minting USDT or USDC. Whenever I see that, of course, I know there is an influx of money in the world of crypto from traditional finance. You will see probably news that there has been a minting of $1 billion at the treasury. So that alone means an extra $1 billion has exited traditional finance and entered the blockchain world. So you can follow Well Alert, you can follow me, you can also follow Zach XBT, and I've also seen Chiza is on the call. He also has very nice pieces of alphas if you're an alpha hunter. So alpha just means speculated assets that may you know may 10x 2x 3x. Yeah, so that's what's happening, that's what's up in ETH ETFs and how it may potentially impact the crypto adoption. Those of us who are in call last week are probably smiling because after the call there was like a mini bull run. So whatever we discussed on the call came to light, and I was also surprised about it because whatever we discussed kind of happened. We were speculating. I think one of the fad that I was talking about was, I mean, the rumors that I was talking about was that ETH ETFs might be approved, and we were speculating that crypto, yeah, that crypto, I mean, we were speculating that the prices might shoot up. And true to that, the ETFs were approved and the ETH price kind of skyrocketed. Fadil is laughing. He might have bought ETH after the call and is now in profits. We don't know. Anyway, so that's all that was happening this week, and that's all about ETH ETFs. But the conversation, of course, does not stop there. We will continue with this conversation in the social medias, on our Twitter pages, and on our groups. Let's look at the market a bit, and then I'll talk about probably the events that we speculate this week in this part of the world in Kenya. So Bitcoin is trading at 69k. ETH, the main asset that we are speaking about, is at 3900. Of course, the prices are in USD. BNB is at number 4 at $607. Solana is at $169. Talking of Solana, there is an event next week. about Solana devs at ETH University. So if you are in this part of the world in Nairobi, you can attend that. Then, XRP is still at top 10. XRP is at 0.5 cents, Dogecoin 0.16, and Tone. I've just talked about Tonecoin. Tonecoin is at $6.40. Please check out the Tone ecosystem, Telegram ecosystem. It's a bullish coin for me. Not financial advice though. Polkadot is at $7. Avalanche is at $38. Talking of Avalanche, also there is an event for Avalanche. I'm not really sure, but I saw it somewhere, so I'll share the link to the Avalanche event. Then on to other events that are happening. There is a major crypto, should I call it camping, in Zanzibar. Zanzalu, I'm not sure of the correct pronunciation. People have already gone there. I'll also drop the links if you wanna sign up and travel to Zanzibar and meet with other crypto people. You can go and attend that. I'm just spinning the events off my head because I read a lot of them, but all of them will be available in our Discord in the event section. I always post all of them over there. So if you're interested, you can just go to the Discord in the event section. You'll get all the links to the available events. So there's the Solana event at ETH University. There's the Avalanche event. Then there's Zuzalu event in Zanzibar. It's spanning from this month all the way up to the end of next month. So you can always go whenever you feel like you want some break from the city hustle. Other events I'll post in the Discord channel. I'm not sure of all of them and the links. Yeah, so that's all for this week's roll up and what uh, impacts the Ether ETFs may have on institutional crypto adoption and also on the general crypto market as a whole. So if there's no other activity, we may just leave the call on our own accord. So see you around, and I'll avail the recording in my podcast, and also the recording will be available on the X platform. So that's all for today, and see you next week, same time. I hope there will be some positive news from our call that we discussed today. All right. Yeah, I've seen Griffin is here. Griffin is a developer. He has a really nice. I'm now shilling your products. Griffin has solution called Nexus Pay, where you can seamlessly send your money to anyone. It doesn't matter whether he's a degen or knows completely and nothing about crypto. You can use Nexus Pay to just send and receive money. I hope he drops the link. I'll drop the links, of course, to Nexus Pay. Chiza is a dev, very bad front-end dev. If you have something you want to add in your D app, you can check him out. Ti is an ICP DevRel. If you want to check out ICP ecosystem, please you can just contact Ti. Then Almasi is here. Almasi is a trader. If you want to know about crypto trading, you can check her out. Who else? Me. I'm also here. I'm an evangelist and educator and also aspiring dev. You can check me out. Fadil is here. Fadil is a dev. and he organizes very nice crypto events. If you want to organize your events, you can just slide into his DMs, do something. Then Fidel is also a developer. If you're looking for a developer, you can check out Fidel. I'm not sure about Twinsy, but thank you so much for showing up, and Hot Sauce and Dumia. I'm sure you're doing something in the ecosystem, so yeah, you can just continue the conversation after the recording. So let's follow me or each other, then we'll talk more. I'll avail the links in my Discord and on the recording of the podcast. So goodbye for now, and see you in the next call.